In this video we'll have a look at how we can use dynamic values for the from address and also the from name when sending emails. So we have the ability to use merge values in here, and both for address and name, but obviously this is driven by an item of a data object, so we need to make sure that those values exist on the data object. So the first thing we need to do is we need to get a from address and a from name into our data object. So we're going to go with companies in this instance, and I'm just going to add those two fields. So we can add from name. It's just going to be text, and I'll also add the from email. No, from address. I'm having trouble spelling. And again, that's just going to be text, and I can save that. Okay, so now when we go to companies, we have a couple of fields for from name and from address. I'm just going to go and correct that spelling mistake. I seem to... Okay, but now of course there's nothing in that value. I want to particularly populate it with something. So in this instance, I want these emails to come from the sales rep. So first what we're going to do is set up some automation to populate those fields with the sales rep's details. So if we've got a company here, and I can go and choose that one, then we've got those details there. So what I'll go and do is first we're going to go for our automation, and we set up our trigger action. So we're going to say set email defaults. That's what I'll call it in this instance. We go with companies, and we are going to drive this by the sales rep, and then I'm going to set the from name, and I'm going to set the from address, and I'll merge values in. So here we'll go and we'll put in first name and last name, and of course this is the first name and last name of the sales rep that we're putting in, and then put in the sales rep's email, and then we just need to go and set our setup here. So we've got a new condition, so we can do sales rep, or actually email defaults not set. We're going to go with companies. Again, 1 minute there, and then it's driven by the sales rep, and we're going to say if the from address and the from name is null, then we want this to trigger. So let's save that. We're going to refresh, and we'll go and set up our group, and we can say when email default not set, set email defaults, save that. So then we come back to one of our companies, this one here. We can see it has a sales rep, and the from Artie was one as well, so you can see here it was quick, it's already filled that in. So now I've got the from name and the from address there. So what that then allows me to do is when I come to build my actual email actions, I can then say, well, for the from address, I want you to use the from address, and for the from name, I'd like you to use the from name. And therefore it'll be dynamic. The email will come from whoever the sales rep is, rather than the email always coming from the same person. So you can have that personal connection through the automation based on who's actually managing the company, who's dealing with the deals or anything like that. So that's how you can use those dynamic values for the from address and the from name when using automated emails.